Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening.
Mike, check, analysts, it's all happening. First off, thank you guys for your tremendous support. Thank you to all of you who've donated to the Linktree this week. It's priceless. It's really helping forward the mission of this channel. I've never solicited advertisers ever. I've never done sponsored content in this show at all. And so, to be honest, you know, this really helps keep the show alive. So if you want to help It's All Happening, you want to help this channel, feel free to donate to the Linktree that's down here, subscribe to the channel, and at bare minimum, you know, share the good word. It's all happening. Now, for the rap beef that just keeps getting weirder, if that's even possible, there's a really creepy happening that's been taking place online regarding the Drake and Kendrick Lamar rap beef. Over the weekend, a mysterious Twitter account called Ebony Prince 2K24 emerged online that's purporting to be one of the moles Kendrick mentioned and appears to be in possession of the items featured in the thumbnails for Kendrick Lamar's 616 in LA and Meet the Grams. Now, whether this is true or not has not been verified, but his reveals have the internet dubbing him the Riddler due to the cryptic drizzle of supposedly incriminating information that he has against Drizzy Drake. Let's take a look. The post began on Monday, May 10th with this video and the caption, Number 1, King Kendrick Lamar is not a liar and I am not a thief. Number 2, Mr. Aubrey Graham and Mr. Livingston Allen have until noon Monday, 5/13/24 to retract your claims of theft, or my attorney, Ms. Adrienne Edward, and I will exhaust every legal option available. Now, during the height of the battle, DJ Academic said on his live stream that the items included in the thumbnails were stolen. Apparently, Ebony Prince took issue with that. Also in the video is an issue of the Brooklyn Eagle newspaper, which is another cryptic message apparently intended for Drake that caught fire once his next post went live. It's an image from a security camera taken on January 22nd, 2023 at 3:19 in the morning that includes Drake and who would be later identified as Christopher Alvarez, a disabled reporter who writes for the Brooklyn Eagle. The caption reads, To Mr. Aubrey Graham, may this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. The issue in the photo should jog your memory. Jimmy Brooks would not have been proud of you that night. Jimmy Brooks, as many of you may know, was the wheelchair-bound character Drake played on Degrassi. On May 11th, Ebony Prince posts, You've had many things discarded on your behalf over the years. I wonder if you can remember them all. You're blocking my money with your lies, so you have forced me to get it another way. Push-ups? Really? Should have kept that to yourself. Had you not lied, I would have just waited till you died to sell my goods. This is weird, y'all. This is dark. This is dark. 2 Black American men became unemployed at this exact moment, and you made an enemy. How do we know you're not like us? We've never come back after we curse out the service providers. Now, all of this is speculation, of course. Again, this is weird, y'all. This is super weird. This is now a weird footnote addendum to the probably weirdest rap battle I've ever seen in my life. Definitely the weirdest. I think it's amazing, but it's a weird battle, man. So many different conversations I don't think we expected to hear about have come up watching Kendrick and Drake go head to head. But it appears that Ebony Prince was an employee of the Mark Hotel. Drake stayed there, and apparently there was some sort of altercation that left 2 employees fired. Now, in the Drake Deserves the Smoke episode of It's All Happening, we talked about an unrelated situation that happened in Vancouver at the Park Hotel, where Drake accused the casino of profiling him, and people on the scene described him as a douchebag celebrity who treats everyone rudely and with disrespect. These 2 things are completely underrated, but check out that episode. It's really great. Back to the post. Okay, so the cryptic posts continue on May 12th. Here's what he says. To be honest, I thought you were going to at least say you were mistaken by now, but okay. I only wanted to go with the story most know about because, well, you know. Does the rabbit hole go deeper? I've only unzipped the small part of my knapsack. And now for the NYPD verifiable portion of the story. I was almost arrested while at work for reasons regarding your accommodations. NYPD Officer Viola received a CCRB complaint and hearing regarding keeping you from said protesters. Did you see Larry there? Who's Larry? I don't know. I've stood next to you in the rain to keep the paps and fanatics away. I became essential during your stays, having to cancel vacations and all to ensure things like this didn't happen. Now, the posts get deeper on May 13th, on Monday, May 13th. This is the day of the deadline, so here's what he says. Dear Aubrey, did you really think this was all about a shirt and some scripts? This was about diamonds. There's also another video, then posts a screenshot of the diamonds, and later a video on a Panasonic laptop straight out the Bush administration with Kendrick's Not Like Us playing at the extortion part of the song. Now, one thing's for sure, the conspiracy theories have been running deep. They've been running to QAnon levels or KAnon levels as people have been talking about it on the internet. TikTokers have been putting together videos speculating that Drake assaulted Christopher Alvarez. There's no proof of that at all that I have seen, so everyone should reserve judgment around this. This is admittedly weird, but it's not immediately factual. Admittedly, I call Drake Elvis in his final form, but at no point have I ever called him a predator, nor do I believe him to be a predator. I have not seen evidence of anything like that. Straight up, everyone should reserve judgment on whatever this means. But here's the newsworthy part. Christopher Alvarez released an article discussing his experience being caught in the middle of what is officially the oddest rap battle in history. In the article, Alvarez confirms he was with Drake on the night of January 22nd, 2023. He says, after his New York City concert with 21 Savage, I was called to meet Drizzy at the Mark Hotel, and we had a blast listening to new beats. I am not in the position to talk about his character outside of our meetings, but I can say I was not violated in any way. Now, this is a pretty substantial article. It has two bylines. The first one is written by another journalist for the Brooklyn Eagle, who sort of outlines the macro of what's been going on and how Christopher got involved into this conversation. And the second part is a testimony from Christopher Alvarez, where he talks about his experiences being a disabled journalist, his journey. It's really inspiring. But it's the last two paragraphs that jut out like the Freedom Tower, in my opinion. I'm going to read them in full, so bear with me. Lastly, I've been getting a lot of spam phone calls, texts, emails, and social media messages saying that I am the snitch in this beef, that I accepted hush money from Drake, and that I was somehow in on the plan because I follow underage high school girls. First, I don't know anything about Drake and Lamar's beef because to me, life is too short to hate and I don't follow it. Second, I'm a hardworking journalist who holds elected officials and private entities accountable. I don't have rappers on speed dial to be the mole or the snitch. Then there's an editor's note at the bottom. It reads, going forward, in light of recent hate speech incidents against Christopher and for his safety, They Want CA's publicity team has advised him to unfollow all minors. Please don't take this personally. We are just trying to protect him and his family and ensure that he can keep delivering the impact journalism that really matters to him and his readers. Now, the reason those two paragraphs jut out to me like the Freedom Tower isn't because he says he's going to unfollow minors, okay? Christopher Alvarez, by all accounts, is an inspirational success story in life and in his profession, and it makes sense that he might have young people who look up to him following his account, and he follows them back for support. Sometimes the simplest thing is the truest thing, okay? That's not why this stands out to me at all. That's one. Two, okay, nor does it stand out to me that he's hanging out with Drake and said he enjoyed listening to beats with him. He was invited to hang out at the Mark Hotel, but then dismisses the allegations by saying he's a hardworking journalist who doesn't have rappers on speed dial and he doesn't know anything about the rap beef that's captured the zeitgeist, leading to the #1 song in the world, okay? Sometimes when there's too much information, we all just fall into our silos. So it's not weird that he's like, yeah, I was invited to hang out with Drake. No, I don't know anything about his rap beef. When there's too much information, it's really easy to check out. And I think we've all gotten way too much information about Kendrick and Drake in their head-to-head battle over the past couple of weeks. It's not that either. Here's what sticks out to me most about those last two paragraphs. He denies being the snitch, he denies being the mole, he agrees to unfollow minors, but he never denies the hush money. Never denies the hush money. Look, this is a big story. He is now in the middle of arguably the biggest rap beef in hip hop history. Okay, for the Brooklyn Eagle, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a top 10 story in the digital history of that publication. There's 2 bylines on this article. There's a managing editor. There's at least 3 people. At least 3 people looked at this before it went live. And they make sure to cover all the bases. They make sure to deny being the snitch, deny being the mole, confirm that he follows minors, confirms that he's going to unfollow them, mentions hush money, but never denies taking it. Maybe it's just an oversight. It's all happening.
Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening.